Good afternoon and welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Sonu Babu.
And I'm Andrew Ostrowski. Here is your RMU News. Tropical Storm Michael has claimed life in North Carolina, bringing the total death toll from the storm to at least 6. Michael's trail of devastation stretches from the Florida Panhandle, where it wiped out one coastal city and left others swimming in debris, to the Carolinas and Virginia, where flash floods are turning roads into rivers.
A crew member fell 2 stories off the Mr. Rogers movie set. Police say he's in critical condition and are not sure what caused the accident. Although they speculate that he may have had a heart attack, the incident is under investigation and it is not clear if filming will resume Friday. Pope Francis accepted the resignation of Cardinal Donald Wuerl, the embattled Archbishop of Washington. The former bishop in Pittsburgh was accused of covering up sexual abuse by priests. A few months ago, a Pennsylvania grand jury report detailed decades of abuse within the church. Wuerl denies the allegations against him. Pope Francis has asked Wuerl to stay on the Archdiocese Apostolic administration until a successor is named. Wuerl will turn 78 next month.
6 high school students were hit by a vehicle on Center Avenue in the Hill District. None of the injuries to the students were life-threatening as they were all admitted to a hospital. A 7th student was eventually admitted to the hospital as he did not need immediate attention at the time of the incident. The driver of the vehicle had a learner's permit without an adult. There are no charges filed as of yet.
1 man is killed after getting hit by a pickup truck in Uniontown Thursday morning. This is an ongoing investigation.
A man was hit by a tractor on I-79 in Butler County on Thursday. Reports say the victim, 39-year-old Devin Thompson, parked on the shoulder of the interstate and ran in front of the truck. He later died at UPMC Presbyterian Hospital.
3 homes were affected by another landslide on a North Strabane Township hilltop. This 152-high hill faces danger when 2 more homes were also in danger after their yards were getting cracks and a rainstorm could set off another landslide. Residents say that there seems to be no urgency to protect the homes.
A Pittsburgh police officer was assaulted on the Hot Metal Bridge when the officer approached the suspect identified as Aaron Leone. Leone punched the officer and took his taser in a failed attempt at using it on the officer. He was later taken down by a canine and will be facing multiple charges.
A Penn Hills barber was arrested for selling crack outside the barber shop. 26-year-old Brian Torrey Smith was taken to Allegheny County Jail on Thursday. The shop has been under surveillance for months, and the incident is still going under investigation.
Dustin Johnson, the man accused of stabbing people at a mental health facility back in 2016, has pleaded guilty and mentally ill to the charges he faced. Johnson will be sentenced on January 15th in relation to multiple counts of attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and risking a catastrophe.
A man was discovered carrying 20 pounds of marijuana, 400 vape pens, and a bulletproof vest. Zachary Morton was pulled over on Route 30 in Hempfield Township. Police then found additional drugs and weapons in his home. He is facing numerous charges and is denied bail.
A partially collapsed building forced police to close off a block in Elwood City after bricks from the building fell onto a restaurant. Nobody was injured. 3 children are being treated for acute flaccid myelitis at the Children's Hospital of UPMC. This case comes after 6 Minnesota children also came down with the disease. Acute flaccid myelitis is a rare disease that is almost like polio, affecting the body's nervous system and can cause paralysis.
Pennsylvania is finalizing the first major update to the organ donation law that has been in place for a quarter century. Governor Tom Wolf plans to sign legislation on Thursday. The bill raises awareness for guidelines for organ donation. And a vacant building was collapsed in Bowman Avenue, creating debris and a lot of noise. The elementary school was torn down on Thursday.
President Donald Trump was in Erie for a rally. More on that is RMU reporter Gage Golding.
On Tuesday, President Donald Trump made a campaign stop here in Erie, Pennsylvania, speaking to thousands of campaign supporters at the Erie Insurance Arena.
We can't get these great vets to see the doctors. It's taken like 10 days was good. But some of them were ill, but not terribly ill. It took them so long they would literally become terminally ill.
Healthcare for veterans was one of the many topics that President Donald Trump spoke about, with the thousands of people inside the Erie Insurance Arena and thousands more watching outside.
And we secured $716 billion to fully rebuild the American military, and we gave our great warriors their largest pay raise in almost a decade.
It's one of the greatest days of my life. I love him. He really, truly wants to make America great again.
The president also fired at his predecessor, Barack Obama.
For years, you watched as your leaders apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America.
He's trying to get the Barack smell out of the room.
Another target on Trump's long list was the media.
It is not up to the media.
President Donald Trump definitely rallied up these campaign supporters here with under 30 days to go in the election, but we'll see how those results come out. Reporting from Erie, Pennsylvania, in the Erie Insurance Arena, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
West has given his take on racism, mental health, and his pro-Trump stance during his White House visit Thursday. The Grammy Award-winning artist is an outspoken defender of the president, and he got to share his support face-to-face. CNN's Caitlin Collins has more on the meeting that made Oval Office a trending topic on Twitter.
I love this guy right here.
That embrace coming after one of the most surreal days 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has ever witnessed. President Trump and Kanye West seated across from each other in the Oval Office.
You're in the Oval Office. How does it feel to be in the Oval Office?
Oh, it is good energy in this.
West, wearing the president's signature red Make America Great Again hat,
It made me feel like Superman.
was there to talk criminal justice reform, but went on a freewheeling performance in front of the cameras.
Trump is on his hero's journey right now, and he might not have expected to have a crazy motherfucker like Kanye West run up and support.
West praised Trump repeatedly.
If he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest.
Lashed out at Democrats,
People expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat.
and pitched a replacement for Air Force One.
This right here is the I-Plane 1. It's a hydrogen-powered airplane.
The rapper, who once famously said President George W. Bush didn't care about black people, was asked if he feels the same way about Trump.
As black people, we have to take a responsibility for what we're doing. We kill each other more than police officers.
His monologue even seemed to put the president at a loss for words.
This was just set up to be a lunch.
Asked if he thought Kanye should run for president, Trump sounded encouraging,
Could very well be.
while West promised not to run against him.
Only after it'll be 2024.
As major headlines flashed throughout the world, the stock market dipping, questions raised about the death of a Saudi journalist, and recovery underway in Florida, it was another day of reality television at the Trump White House.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive. He can speak for me anytime he wants. He's been a great guy. He's a smart cookie.
This was West's second meeting with Trump since the 2016 election. He visited with the then president-elect at Trump Tower in December 2016, where Trump told reporters they had been friends for a long time.
For all you need to know about news, sports, and arts and entertainment at RMU and around the Pittsburgh region, visit rmucenturymedia.com.
After the break, the Dow has its second major drop in the last 2 days. Stay tuned for more.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
To be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Rockaway is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
The Dow has gone down 2.1%, threatening the global market. U.S. companies have been warned about the rising costs, but there is hope that the market will rebound because of corporate profits.
Former Bethel Park Councilman Brandon Colella is now facing DUI charges along with possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia. Colella resigned last month as councilman after a separate drug charge as well as fraudulent business practices.
3 teenagers were arrested at a high school football game when they were found with guns. They were discovered when there was a marijuana complaint. And a distracted driver in Minnesota ran a red light and in a police cruiser in an intersection. There were no injuries to anyone in either vehicle.
Pittsburgh police officer was injured when chasing down a couple wanted men on foot in the north side. There were 2 suspects, one of which was arrested, and the other ran until the officer caught him, suffering a few lacerations on his knees and elbows. A New York man has been arrested by federal authorities in a plot to use an explosive on Election Day on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. The suspect, 56-year-old Paul Rosenfeld, said he planned to use the explosive to kill himself and call attention to a political system called sortition.
A pregnant woman was assaulted by her boyfriend when she refused abortion. The woman was taken to the hospital when she was found in front of her yard and in pain. The Greenfield man is currently facing charges when he repeatedly kicked and punched the pregnant woman. The man has shown previous incidents of abusive activity. A man was stabbed by a friend when she unknowingly stabbed him with a real knife. She was handed the knife at a haunted house and it was mistaken as a fake. The man was rushed to the hospital and required 9 stitches.
A white woman called the police on a black man who was babysitting 2 children. The unidentified woman followed the man to his home for about an hour when a police officer arrived and questioned the man and children. The man is a mentor to the children and a family friend of the children's parents.
A West Virginia school is now under fire after making a transgender student sit alone during a lockdown drill.
No question the school system did not handle it the way it should be. There's no question that the student was separated.
Boys and the girls' locker rooms when the school was having their lockdown drill. The Safford County faces criticism from the LGBTQ rights group Equality Stafford. The transgender community is speaking out against the incident since the students sat alone on the bleachers while everyone else took shelter in the locker rooms. The Equality Stafford community said, quote, "During an event that prepares children to survive an attack by actual assailants, she was treated as if she was in so much danger, that she was of so much of a danger that to the peers that she was left exposed and vulnerable," unquote. The superintendent is reviewing the school's policies. The school stresses that the welfare of their students is their top priority.
Google is honoring the late Roberto Clemente for Hispanic Heritage Month. Google created a doodle on their website homepage to honor him. Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown is being sued under what he says are false claims. Items were thrown off the balcony of Brown's home in Miami and almost hit the infant son of Opir Sternberg. Brown was not present at his home when the incident occurred.
Be sure to tune in to our other shows, RMU Live Monday at 1 p.m. and Fridays at noon, Sports Talk in the Berg and RMU Tonight Wednesdays at 5 p.m. and Colonial Sports Center Thursday at 9:30 p.m. here on RMU-TV.
When we come back, we'll go to Ryan Giacobbe for sports and Dom Merlot for the weather.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
To be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Uppermore is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to RMU Live. Now let's get into this week's sports. Let's start with RMU. The football team is playing in a rare night game Saturday night, visiting the Duquesne University Dukes at 7 p.m. The Colonials are 7-12 all-time against the Dukes, and they haven't won against the Dukes since 1996 when they won 51-14 at Duquesne. Now the women's hockey team returns to the Island Sports Center for a weekend set against the Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute in just a few hours at 3:05 p.m. With the men's hockey team to follow shortly after when they kick off Friday night season opening hockey against Bowling Green at 7:05 p.m. Now the volleyball team, they got swept on Tuesday against the Duquesne University Dukes, 3-0. The Dukes completed the sweep when Maria Mossbacher won it on a kill for Duquesne. The Colonials play again later today at 5 p.m. against the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights. The men's soccer team goes on the road to face the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights for a Northeast Conference matchup at 3 p.m. And the women's team, they're going to be playing tomorrow when they return home against the St. Francis University Red Flash at 1 p.m. Now let's get into the Pittsburgh sports. The Pittsburgh Steelers visit the Cincinnati Bengals for the Steelers' final game before the bye week on Sunday, October 14th at 1 p.m. Iceberg, the Penguin, was on campus with Romo to celebrate the partnership between Robert Morris and the Pittsburgh Penguins the night before. The Pens sent the Vegas Golden Knights out of town last night with a 4-2 win on the night. Phil Kessel delivered a hat trick for the Pens with 2 goals on breakaways. And the Penguins will be looking for revenge against, again, last weekend's loss against the Montreal Canadiens when they face them again on the road tomorrow at 7 p.m. Now let's go over to Don Murrow to get some information on the new recent fall weather.
Thank you, Ryan. Today we can expect at most a 52 high as we steep into some lower fall kinds of weather. A 39 low, especially in the evening. It was about 40 a little bit earlier. we don't have a chance of rain today, and it's a little bit humid with about 64% today. Now, for tomorrow's forecast, all right, well, we can expect some kind of cloudy weather despite the fact that we're not getting any rain, really. For tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be significantly, I guess, by a bit cooler, though there's about a 20% chance of rain, and humidity just moves up by a little bit to about 70%. Only partly cloudy, and you'll see a little bit of sun, especially near the midday. For the 5-day forecast, however, you're going to expect more of the same, and even though what you're seeing right there is not what's going to be happening, you can expect around the same kind of range for the temperature, with the lowest it's possibly going to get being about 36 degrees. Only one day of rain on Monday, where there's about an 80% chance, 56 high and a 40 low. Tuesday is going to be sunny all throughout with a 55 high and a 39 low. Wednesday, we're going to get a 51 high and a 36 low. And on Thursday, we're going to get a 53 high and a 40 low. All right, back to you, Andrew and Sonu.
That's all we have for today, and thank you for watching RMU Live.
We'll see you next week.